is the simplest form of user interface control. It is a text string that can be used to label other user interface components. So in general, a label can be defined as an uneditable text string that acts as a description for other AWT components. So a label is an uneditable text string. That means normal users, those who will use it, cannot edit it. It cannot be edited, and it will be shown as it is, and it gives a description about a user component. So if a text box is present in front of it, and if we want the user to input his username or else password, then we will add a label to it showing that please enter username or please enter a password. So this is all done by a label. Now how to create a label. Label is a class in the AWT package. So to create a label, we have to create an object of that class, that is a label class. So we have three constructors for this purpose. The first one is a label without any parameters. So this will create an empty label. Now such a label is of no use to us, but for the sake of just to show that we can create such things, so it is provided that we can create an empty label also. Now label with a string parameter, this will create a label with a given string, and which is always aligned to the left part of the window. So if you create a label with a string and no alignment is specified, then the label will always be shown in the leftmost part of the window. Now the third one is a label with string and an integer parameter. Now the string is a given text string which will be aligned to the leftmost part, but here the integer parameter that we pass is the alignment. The alignment is always an integer constant, and it is shown by this way: label.right, label.left, and label.center. These are the three alignments that are used to align our label. Now all these variables are constants of type integer. The syntax for defining a label is given as follows. So we will have our label keyword, then a label name that we want to give, followed by an is equal to sign and new label and the label text. So this is similar to creating an object of a class, and what we are using here is the second type of constructor here, that is a label and a string parameter passed. Now after creation, we have to add it to our panel or a window. So we use the add function of the container class. The first statement creates an object of the label class and passes the text to be displayed as a parameter to the constructor of the label class. As I have stated, now it will create an object of the label class and then pass it to the passes the text to be displayed as a parameter. The second statement adds the label object to the container, that is an applet, using a add method so that it will be visible. If you don't use the add method, the label will be created but will not be visible. Now the method of the label objects are as follows. The following are the methods that are used by the label class, and these provide us with some additional functionalities to us. So these methods are defined inside a label class, and these are string get text. Now whatever if we are using this inside a label, say label like we had LBL name we created here. So if we want to get what type of text we used in here, so we will just say LBL string s is equal to LBL name dot get text, and this will return the string containing the label text. So here we just pass the value label text here, and this value will be passed into that string s. Now if we want to change or set the text of a label like if we create an empty label and then we need to pass some string to it, then we can do it as set text, and then pass the string value that we want to set. So here the use of an empty label, I think I can explain it. So say you created an empty label at first and you want to pass a value of the user after the user enters his name. So you can take the input from the user and then pass that input as a set text value. So if you say enter ABC as your name and pass that value ABC in here in the second method set text and the string, then that will be displayed as a text in the label. Now int get alignment, this returns an integer representing the alignment of the label. So this will give the alignment in terms of integer value. Here 0 stands for label.left, 1 stands for label.center, and 2 stands for label.right. So it will not say pass label.left, label.center or label.right. Instead it will pass 0, 1 and 2. And similarly you can also set the alignment of a predefined label. So if you want to set it, say it is already in the center and you want to make shift it to right, so you will just pass set alignment dot set alignment, and in the bracket you will pass 2. And these integer constant that you will pass, it will not be label.center, label.left or label.right. Instead it will be 0, 1 and 2. Just as it gives us, we have to put inside it also. And so now let's see. So here I have created a class and label test, and this is we will be doing mostly using our uh, what we can say console based using our applet viewer. So here first is we import the AWT package. Second, we import the applet package, that is import space java.applet.star. And now here we write in commented in between these comments we have written some HTML code, that is an applet tag is used. Now we write this in comments because our Java compiler will read the comments also, and when it goes through this HTML tags, it will interpret it as HTML, and if we write it without the comments it will pass an error. So for the compiler to understand that this is an HTML tag, we have to write it within the comments. Now applet, and the code will be the same name we will pass as our class name, that is label test, label test. And now the width is 400 and height is 400. This will be the size of the window that we will be shown after the program is successfully compiled and run. Now inside the class we will start say we extend the applet class, so that it is a container in which we will add our label. So it is an applet. Now basically in AWT programming we are doing applet programming only, so we will extend our applet. Now applet is a form applet, we can say that panel is a subset, applet is a subset of panel only. Now public void init, now this is the most important part here. This is a method where in which we declare and define our GUI components. So whatever we want to add in our container, we will have to declare and define it inside this init method only. The return type is void and access modifier is public. So inside this we have created three labels, label, LBL left, and we have passed a parameter, string parameter as aligned left, and the integer constant is label.left. We have added it to our container. Similarly we have created label center, label right, which is aligned to the center and aligned at right. Now let's see. So here we open our command prompt, go to our, since my file is on the desktop, I will browse it to my I will go into a desktop, and then we will do set path is equal to, now we have to set the path of the bin. So if you have installed, normally Java is installed in the C directory, just go into a C directory, Java folder, JDK, bin, and now copy the address of the bin into your command prompt, paste it and hit enter. Now we are all set to compile our program. For compiling we will use the Java C compiler, and we will give the name of our program, label test dot java. This should do it. Now if you don't get any errors here, it means that you have successfully compiled your program. Since I have pre-compiled it, I know, and after compilation you will get a class file. Now this is the type of class file. It contains these codes which are just understandable by the computer only. So this is out of my league and also your. Now let's run it. Applet programs are run using applet viewer. So we will write applet viewer and the name of our program. So label test and input output session, cannot find the file specify. So here it is. Oh, it was a small mistake, sorry. And now here it is. So we get this. See, this is what we have written, label dot left. So this is our label left, and it is aligned to the left part. Label center, it is aligned to the center, and label right, it is aligned to the right. Now it is in a applet, so we can see it is an applet. Now applet viewer provides it with this functionality, that is a border and these buttons, which in a panel, if we run it inside a browser, we will not get to see this. In a frame we get this because frame is a part of a window class. It is a subclass of window class, and window class provides it the frame with these functionalities. And menu container it also implements menu container interface, so it gets by default this menu bar and all, but panel does not get this, and applet is a part of panel. So these all functionalities are provided by the applet viewer compile and JavaC compiler only. So now if I close this, this is this is how labels are used to work, how you can work with labels. So thanks guys for being with me, staying with me and bearing me. In our next episode we will learn more about buttons. Now buttons are most important part. It is very simple to code, but it is the most important part also in GUI programming. You can do so many things with buttons. So stay tuned for our next video, and thanks. Please hit like and subscribe to my video, to my channel.